Ayan, so good afternoon to everyone. Ayan, so as what I've mentioned sa ating mga group chats, nai-upload ko na sa ating Facebook private groups yung lectures on soil science and marketing strategies and entrepreneurship. So ayun, nandun na yun. So in that video, I divided it into two. So merong part 1 which is items 42 items 1 to 40 and part 2 which is items 41 onwards hanggang 75. Ayun. So in that ayan. Wow, mayroon darating yan. So in that video, nandun na ang wait lang. Ayan. So in that video, nandoon na ang soil science, which are technically practical questions. And nandun din yung mga different strategies on marketing and entrepreneurship. So I got to share some of my personal experience then in entrepreneurship as I was a awardee of the Department of Agriculture pag doon sa kanilang Kabataang Agribiz Grant Program, Grant Assistance Fund Program. Ayun. So I was also able to share that during during the discussion. So yung mga yon ay makikita nyo doon sa videos na available na sa ating Facebook group. So yan. So if you are not yet a part of that Facebook group, kindly contact si Sir Frank, Brian, Selena regarding the membership or anything. Ayan. So he will be happy to answer your questions if meron man about dun sa membership sa group na yun. But I hope lahat ng mga nandito ay member na rin ng group na yun. So yeah. Ayan. So for this afternoon session, we will be tackling session 4. So again, as a recap, we have tackled session 1 regarding crop science. I also hope na kahit wala kayo nung mismong araw na yon, that was July 21, nakakita nyo na yung recording kasi Sir Frank, I think, also posted the video recording of that session, and that is on crop science. So actually, that is my expertise. That is my specialization in agriculture. So next, session 2, we tackled crop protection. So in crop science pala, we tackled the different methods in planting. We tackled the difference between horticulture and agronomy. What are the other branches ng crop science? We have pomology, we have olericulture, yung mga yan. So those were discussed doon. And in crop protection, we tackled about the 3 different sectors or 3 different branches of crop protection naman, which is on plant pathology or yung mga diseases na na-experience ng mga plants natin. We also have entomology or the study of insects. So there are a few items on that. And also weed science, which is sa paggamit ng herbicide, yung mga ganon. So if you will notice in that discussion, nandoon din yung mga different agents or control chemical agents na ginagamit natin in crop protection. So for example, kapag ba weeds yung iyong kinokontrol, ano ba yung kailangan mo? Do you need an insecticide? Do you need an herbicide? Or do you need fungicide? Yung mga ganun na bagay. So the answer for that is herbicide kasi nga weeds. So herbs. Kaya. So in session 3, which yung sinabi ko kanina, we tackled soil science and of course marketing strategies and entrepreneurship. So actually nagulat din ako when I looked at the different LET exams, actual LET exams for the past years. Ang dami palang questions about marketing din. So I got to see one na almost siguro 1/8 or 1/6 of the questions are on marketing. And that is good kasi marketing is somehow a practical aspect of agriculture. You got to think like an entrepreneur, you got to think like a businessman, and para lang siyang diskarte. So, ano yung gagawin mo kapag ganito yung nangyari sa farm mo, yung mga ganun na bagay. So, we will discuss more on that in the next sessions because we will be integrating all of those concepts na naituro ko for the past sessions. Ayun. So, and ngayon, animal science naman tayo. So, animal science in general is more of an objective type ng subject kapag sa agriculture mismo. So when I studied animal science, we have actually two basic animal science subjects. And doon na we studied on first first animal physiology. So animal physiology deals with the operation of the different body systems. So if you are familiar with all of the systems, actually pati ng humans, yung mga yon, parang ganun din yun. Circulatory system, respiratory system, excretory, nervous, yung mga yan. So those are an additional if you are studying animal physiology. Another is animal breeding. So sa animal breeding naman, later we will encounter different breeds of cattle, different breeds of chicken, yung mga yan, na kailangan nyo i-take note kung ano itsura nila, kung anong tawag sa mga parte ng bagay, ng parte ng katawan nilang ito, ganun. So those are things that you can take note. Ayun, so ayun yung sa animal breeding. How can we improve the generations? How can we improve the traits, the qualities, the characteristics, or in a highly technical term sa genetics, the phenotype of a specific animal? Ayun, so isa rin yun. Next is animal nutrition. You can also, sa animal nutrition naman, pinag-aralan namin dati ang feeds. So, paano gumawa ng feeds? Ano yung mga kailangan na nasa feeds? So, yun. Next is animal production. So, dito na papasok yung itlog, yung meat, yung saan ba ginagamit yung mga specific na mga hayop. For example, lahat ba ng chicken ay ginagamit for egg production? Ayan. So, malalaman natin mamaya. Meron din palang mga chicken na ginagamit for meat production. Yun. So hindi lang siya sa egg. Merong mga binibreed na para lang sa karne nila. Meron naman yung iba na dual purpose. Ayan. So that goes the same din sa mga cattle. Kapag sinabing cattle, ito yung mga alam nating baka. Ayan. In Tagalog, baka. Ayan. Pero marami pang mga terms dito. Actually mamaya, halos lahat ng mga first items, ayan, more on the technical terms sa mga tawag sa mga hayop. Parang gano'n. And I will include more of this sa mga next session. Kasi may plano kami ni Sir Brian na anong tawag dito? Na magkaroon ng session that we will just discuss the basics ng agriculture. So I will discuss more on the asexual propagation in terms of crop science. And dito naman sa animal science, I will discuss more on the different breeds, ano yung tawag sa mga hayop. Kasi, for example, may ibang tawag sa cattle na male, iba rin yung tawag sa cattle na female. Meron ding tawag sa cattle na lalaki na castrated. Ayun. So, meron silang iba-ibang terms. So, those will be discussed in the next sessions. Ayan. And, of course, sa animal science, we also discussed the four industries here in the Philippines na sobrang lakas in terms of animal science, and that is swine, the swine industry, yung mga baboy, the poultry industry, yung chicken, ducks, yung mga yan, and also the cattle industry. Ayan, so yung sa beef industry natin. So ayan. And of course, dairy industry. So sa dairy industry, dito papasok yung paggawa ng cheese, paggawa ng milk, yung mga yan. So if you look at it, it is also somehow connected to goats, to carabaos, and cows. Ayan. So Ayan, ang dami ko nang sinabi. Wait lang. So, yeah. So, let us start with item number 1. Okay. I hope ito pala to test your knowledge, your initial knowledge, o yung ating, ano bang tawag sa, parang pre-assessment, you can answer these items along with me. Tapos tignan nyo afterwards kung tama ba yung sagot nyo or what. So what I do, or what I always say sa mga nilecturean ko, even dati, na gumawa ng dalawang columns. First column is your initial answer, then the second column is the right answer. So that is for you to gauge kung ano yung knowledge mo, na hindi ka pa nagre-review, ano na yung mga alam mo. What are the things na parang, what are the different items na kaya mong tignan or kaya mong answeran ng tama using context clues, yung mga ganun na bagay. Because I know din pala na not all of us here are specializing talaga sa agriculture. Some are fisheries, ganyan. And others have other courses nung college nila. So, ayan, let's start. Wait lang. Ayan. So, number 1, so these items are somehow objective. So, I need you to take note of these different terms. So, first, which is an infertile female born twin to a bull calf, approximately 9 out of 10 will not conceive. So, alin daw sa mga ito ang twin ng isang bull calf? Kapag sinabing bull calf, batang lalaki na cattle. Ayan. So, alin dito? Feedlot, finished cattle, C, forage, or letter D, free martin. Yeah. So since this is a technical and also an objective question, let us move to the answer. Ayan. So ang answer dito ay free martin. So, ayan. So first, let us discuss the different terms na nasa choices, and you will also meet each one of these later. So you got to be taking notes, di ba? So number 1, feedlot. So ang feedlot, it is a type of animal feeding operation which is used in intensive animal farming. So notably beef cattle. Pero ito, karaniwan ginagawa rin siya sa swine, horses, yan, sheep, turkeys, kitten, or ducks prior to slaughter. So kapag sinabing feedlot, ito yung pag-control sa mga different na hayop bago sila katayin. So when you are, for example, caring for a group of chicken, caring for a group of pigs, ganyan. So what you call that in general ay feedlot. Ayan. So that is not the answer. Ayan. So next, finished cattle. So ito, ang pag sinabi finished cattle, from the term itself, finish, tapos na. So when beef animals are fed an energy-dense diet so that they will grow rapidly and add muscle meat to their frame and optimize fat cover in preparation for slaughter. So ang finished cattle, ito yung technical na term kapag itong baka na to, pwede na siyang katayin bukas. So you call that a finished cattle. So yung ginagawa diyan is syempre pinapakain ng okay na diet para mas maganda yung phenotype nila or yung qualities nila as they will be slaughtered. Okay, so next naman is forage. So when we say forage, this is a plant material eaten by grazing livestock. So forage, I think we also discussed this during the crop science. Ayan. So kapag sinabing forage, ito yung mga pinapakain natin sa mga animals natin. So yung mga rice straws, yung mga ganyan. So those are forage, plant materials. Ayan. And of course, ito na yung answer, which is free martin. It is a female that is born as a twin with a male. Kaya kasabi ko kanina, yung bull calf is a male and is sterile as a result of exposure to masculinizing hormones produced by the male. So kapag sinabing sterile, wala silang ability na makapag-reproduce. Wala silang ability to produce a fertilizable ova or yung egg cells, kumbaga. Ayan. So, hindi nila kayang mag-produce ng ganun. So, those are some technical terms and I think that you will also be meeting that as we move forward. Yeah. Next. Number 2, feedstuffs composed primarily of the whole plant, including stems and leaves that are utilized by cattle. So, which of the following? I think you already have an idea about this. A, forage, B, feeder, C, feedlot, or letter D, finished cattle. So the answer for this one is letter A, which is forage. Ayan, so forage. Kanina nga, diniscuss natin, di ba, na forage, these are plant materials that are eaten by our animals, by cattle, ganyan. So forage ang tawag dyan. So, yeah. As we move forward, number 3, fed cattle whose time in the feedlot is completed and are now ready for slaughter. So again, I think na-discuss na rin ito kanina.
Yes.
Ayun. So ang answer dito is letter
B.
Letter B, which is finished
Cattle.
All right. Nice. Yeah. So number 4. So ito. It is an enterprise in which cattle are fed grain and other concentrates for usually 90 to 120 days. So, feed conversion efficiency, feeder, feedlot, or fed cattle. So again, this is already discussed kanina. Ibang form lang yung discussion. Pero pag sinabi nating diba kanina sabi doon yung feedlot, ito yung kung saan ginogrow yung mga animals intensively. So kapag sinabing intensively, kontrolado mo lahat ng factors. For example, meron kang control on the quality ng water, quality ng feeds. Ayan. So dito, sabi niya dito, enterprise in which cattle are fed grain and other concentrates. So doon pa lang, kita na natin na meron silang control doon sa ipapakain doon sa cattle. Thus, the answer for this one is letter C, which is feedlot. Ayan. Okay. Number 5. So, cattle, the need further feeding prior to slaughter. Ano yan? Wait lang. Cattle, the need further. Cattle that needs further feeding.
That needs further.
Yeah, further feeding prior to slaughter. So A, feeder, B, live, C, bull, or letter D, herd. So again, this is a technical term. The answer is letter A, which is feeder. Ayan. So from the term itself, kailangan pa niya ng more energy bago siya matawag na finished cattle. Di ba kanina, napag-usapan natin na kapag ready na yung hayop, yung cattle natin, ang tawag na sa kanya is finished cattle. So this time, piniprepare pa lang nila. If your cattle is a feeder, it means piniprepare pa lang siya para maging finished cattle. Okay. So, next. Okay, so tingnan nga natin dito. I think that you can answer this then using context clues. Ayan, so number 6, measures the efficiency with which the bodies of livestock convert animal feed into the desired output. So, measures the efficiency. Sabi niya. So, A, estimated breeding value. C, feed conversion ratio. C, estrus, or letter D, feed conversion value. So, the answer for this one is letter B, which is feed conversion ratio. So, ano yung mga context clues? You can answer this even hindi mo alam yung technicalities na ano tong mga to. Sabi dito, efficiency with which the bodies of livestock convert feed. So, kino-convert yung feed into output. So, from the word convert, syempre, X na dyan yung letter A kasi wala siyang conversion. Yung letter
Yes.
C rin, X na yan kasi estrus, it's another side of the animal science world. So,
Technical term.
technical term din yun. So, letter B or letter D na lang tayo. So, here, feed conversion value is not actually a term here in animal science, but feed conversion ratio. Kasi nga, ang sabi na, parang ratio yung parang kinukuha, di ba? Yung, tawag dito, yung kinain niya, okay ba siya dun sa output? Parehas ba sila? Like, was the animal able to convert yung energy na pinasok sa energy na ilalabas niya as
Yes.
an animal?
Sir.
Parang yun.
So, it's the ratio
yeah.
siya.
Yeah, so that's it. Ratio siya. Yeah, very good. All right. So, next. Yeah, number 7. Ito. This is also a technical term, pero I hope na we can be able to answer this. First, the offspring resulting from the mating of a purebred, straight-bred bull to purebred, straight-bred females of another breed. So this is on animal breeding. So ano yung tawag dyan? Yung offspring resulting from the mating of a purebred na lalaki at purebred na babae. So A, F1, B, steer, C, calf, or letter D, sire. So ito, this goes with the principle in genetics. The answer is F1. So if we remember our basic biology sa genetics, meron tayong tinatawag na parental generation, may F1 generation, F2, F3, so on and so forth. So that is a knowledge that you can get from genetics, di ba? So ang sabi dito, offspring resulting from the mating of a purebred, let's say purebred na bull ay A, and A, tapos i-cross mo siya sa purebred din na female, which is sabi natin B. So ang kakalabasan nito is AB, and this one we are calling this the parentals, and this one is F1. So this is a technical term. F1, first filial generation. Ayun yung meaning niya. First filial generation. So ayun siya. So let's define the other items na nasa choices. So ito, yung steer is an ox castrated before sexual maturity. Actually, ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina doon sa intro na merong iba-ibang tawag sa iba't ibang klase ng ox, for example. Yung ox is a male na cattle. Ganun. So, male na cattle na kinastrate, which means tinanggal yung kanyang reproductive organs before sexual maturity. Ayan. So, steer ang tawag doon. Yung calf naman, it is a young cow. Ayan. So, it's a general term din. And in letter D, yung sire, it is a general term for the male parent of an animal. So, yung sire, hindi lang siya sa cattle. It can be used in other animals as well. So, you can use the term for goat. Ayan. So, kapag male parent, the general term is sire. And I think mamaya, malalaman din natin yung general term naman sa female parent. I think meron dong isang item na inilagay ko for that. Ayan. So, those are items 1 to 7. So, I will give you a 5-minute break. Ayan, para i-digest yung mga pinag-aralan natin, and you can also take a small snack, you can drink water, you can just breathe. Ayan, pwede nyo gawin yan in 5 minutes. So let's have a 5-minute break.
Thank you, sir.
Alright. Ayan. Wait lang. Alright. So I hope na you were energized din. Nakapag-rest tayo, di ba? So, ayun. That is also one of my principles then. Kasi alam ko, as a student myself din dati, wow, makadati. Anong tawag dito? Hindi natin kaya mag-absorb ng so much energy, so much information, lalo na kapag dire-diretsong 4 hours. So I think and I believe na kailangan talaga natin ng short breaks. Ayan. So as we move forward, ayun, kanina napag-usapan natin ng F1, which is the first filial generation. Ayan, tas yung mga different na terms na to. Alright, so moving on, let's go to number 8. A recurring period of sexual receptivity and fertility in many female mammals. So A, is it hibernation? B, is it estrus? C, aestivation? Or letter D, artificial insemination? So the answer for this one is letter B. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina that estrus, yung nasa choices kanina, items back, is a different story dun sa mga nasa choices na iba. So first, let's discuss muna yung mga other terms na nasa choices. First, hibernation. Ayan, ang hibernation is a state of animal dormancy. So may mga hayop tayo na nagiging dormant sila in specific season. So kapag hibernation, yun ay animal dormancy in the winter. On the other hand naman, meron tayong aestivation. Ito naman ay state of animal dormancy in the summer. So those are the different forms of animal dormancy. So ang artificial insemination, this is actually a biotechnological approach or a biological approach para mag-reproduce. So it is somehow related to the reproduction of animals, pero it is performed na collected na yung semen from the male parent tapos ilalagay na lang siya sa female parent. So yan, let's discuss the estrus. So yan, yung estrus, ito yung tinatawag nating sexual receptivity kung saan pinaka-in-heat ang ating mga animals, ang ating mga farm animals. So knowing the estrus cycle makes us anong tawag dito? Allows us to plan kung kailan pagsasamahin ang male tas female. So yun. Kasi 'di ba kapag sa farm, minsan hiwa-hiwalay yan. For example, if you are breeding for pigs, ganyan, most of the time, hiwa-hiwalay yan or isa lang na baboy per pen, ganyan. So, kapag alam natin yung time of sexual receptivity and fertility of female mammals of that specific animal, ayun, doon natin pwede pagsamahin yung male tas yung female. Kasi nga, at that specific period, later, there are items wherein we will discuss the estrus cycle. Kasi merong cycle yan. Kapag alam natin kung kailan pinaka-in-heat at saka pinaka-mataas ang fertility ng mga female mammals natin, doon tayo mas makakapag-plan for effective breeding. Ayan. So, knowing the estrus cycle is really important in animal production. All right. Let's move. Ito. This one, I think you can also answer this using context clues. So, an estimate of an individual's true breeding value for a trait based on the performance of the individual and close relatives for the trait. So, letter A, estimated breeding value. B, feed conversion efficiency. C, exact breeding value. Or letter D, estimated breeding efficiency. Okay, so using context clues, later we will discuss further. The answer is letter A, which is estimated breeding value. So here, we are actually using the value of the trait na gusto nating tignan. For example, weight. For example, ititimbang mo yung yung baboy. So, you can, actually, ganito yung formula nito. Sige, yan natin yung formula. Para yung weight mismo ng isang hayop, tas yung average weight of the whole population, at ito times mo siya sa heritability value ng specific trait na yun. So this is a lot further. Sobrang lalim na nito na animal breeding concept. So we will not delve into that kasi 'di ba po? More on the surface lang naman since major shift naman to. So yan. And ayan, from the question itself, makikita natin first estimate. Paano siya naging estimate? Kasi ang sabi sa question, based on the performance of the individual and the close relatives for the trait. So, tinitignan natin, hindi lang mismo yung individual. Kaya nga, kanina diba sa formula, weight ng mismong individual, tapos i-divide mo siya sa close relatives, the average weight of the population. Ayan. So, based on the performance of the individual and close relative, which means hindi siya exact. It is only an estimated. Tapos, nandito na rin sa question, sabi niya, individuals true breeding value. So, yan. So, that's why we can conclude na letter A ang sagot dyan. Ayan. So, ang feed conversion efficiency, we have already discussed that. I think this one is non-existent in letter D. So, may mga pananggulo lang pala dito sa sa mga choices. Next. Ito. Removing fertilized ova or yung embryos from one cow, donor dam, and placing this into other cows, usually accompanied by hormone-induced superovulation of the donor dam. At first, siguro parang ang dami-daming technical na terms. Pero actually, you can answer this again using context clues. So it is very important. Ito sa soil science and even sa marketing strategies, I've always highlighted to always look at the sentence, every part of it, every part of the question rather. Ayan. So removing fertilized ova. So dun pa lang nakita na natin na merong tinanggal. And alin lang sa mga choices ang merong tinatanggal. So the answer is letter A, which is embryo transfer. So you can also answer that kasi nandito na rin yung embryos. Ayan, tas removing. So it means tinatanggal yung embryos. Tas inililipat, placing this into other cows. So yung ganap dito ay kaya nangyari yung embryo transfer because not all animals, and even I think meron na rin ginagawang ganito sa tao. We have in vitro fertilization, yung mga yan. So, yung embryo transfer was, I think it was first done in goats, I think. Ayan, goats or cows, yata, ganyan. So, kaya to ginagawa para, sabi doon, yung fertilized na ova, ililipat na siya doon sa other cows na walang ability or na merong lesser ability for fertilization. So para at least, ano tawag dito, ma-maximize yung paggamit sa mga every individual na animals na nasa isang farm. So yeah, that's why embryo transfer is being conducted. Yeah. So number 11, all external non-genetic conditions that influence the reproduction, production, and carcass merit of cattle. So A, is it called the system? B, dam? C, environment? Or letter D, cow-calf operation? So here, I think there are two okay na answers for this one, which is letter A and letter C, but the answer is letter C, ayan, which is the environment. First, sabi non-genetic. Kanina I mentioned the term phenotype, di ba? So I encourage you to be familiarized with this equation. G plus E plus the interaction of genotype times environment. Ayan. So this equation is commonly used in breeding, not only in animal breeding, but even in human genetics and even in plant breeding. Ayan. So, yung P, kanina I've mentioned that it's a technical term for phenotype. Ayan, phenotype. Kapag sinabi nating phenotype, in layman's term, ito ay ang trait or ang quality ng isang, yung quality na nakikita natin sa isang hayop or sa isang halaman or sa isang tao. So, having black hair is a phenotype. Having brown skin is a phenotype. Ayan. So, that's kung ano yung letter P dito. Yung G naman, it's genotype. Pag sinabi natin genotype, these are genetic factors. Ayan, genetic factors to mga to. So this has something to do with your genetic makeup, your DNA. What are the sequences? Because if we will go down into the DNA, may makikita doon mga amino acids na sila yung nagko-code for a certain specific trait. Ayan. So that's a deeper science, so we will not go into that na. And yung E here is environment. So these are non-genetic factors na pwedeng maka-apekto sa phenotype. If you can see here, phenotype ay equal dito sa equation na to. Sabi niya dito, genotype plus environment plus the interaction between the genotype and the environment. So, ito binanggit ko rin to sa soil science lecture or sa soil science lecture or sa marketing strategies na kapag i-import dito sa Philippines ng seeds from other countries, there is a possibility na yung seeds na yon is hindi mag-grow na katulad nung pag-grow nila. For example, sa United States. Ayan. Bakit? Kasi merong environmental factor. In the United States, mas marami silang seasons, mas iba yung conditions doon. Whereas dito sa Philippines, you only have rain and dry season. So it means iba yung environment dito. This is also the same sa halaman. For example, kapag mag-grow ka ng isang seedling sa loob ng bahay, tapos mag-grow ka rin sa labas, you will notice na mas maganda yung grow ng nasa labas. It's because it has the favorable environment that it needs. And that is yung sunlight. Ayan. So, dahil may sunlight doon sa labas, there's more chances of having photosynthesis para mag-grow yung plants natin. So, ayun siya. So, ang external conditions, yan, it deals with the environment. So, that is also true when it comes to animals. Ayan. So, 'di ba yung sa kaninong theory yun? Yung sa giraffe, na kaya daw lumaki yung leeg ng giraffe. It's because in that specific place, in their specific environment, kailangan nilang mag-reach for food. So, ayan. Ganon din sa breeding ng different species natin ng chicken, ng cattle, ng pig. Ganon. Kailangan din talaga na favorable ang environment. Yeah. Next, number 12. So, feel ko ito ay naligaw lang dito. Pero this is something to do with nutrition, I think, animal nutrition. Or ayan, the biochemical reduction of nitrate or nitrite to gaseous nitrogen, either as molecular nitrogen or as an oxide of nitrogen. So if you will look at the question itself, you already have the clue there. And that is nitrate. Parang limang beses na banggit ang nitrogen, nitrate. So the answer is the nitrification. So nitrification, ayun, you can anong tawag dito? You can connect that to this na nasa yellow. And when we say reduction, we are de. Diba, de is a prefix that is used for reduction. Like for example, debeaking. Isa rin ito, additional information na lang. Meron tayong tinatawag na debeaking sa poultry, sa mga chicken natin. Wherein pinapaliit yung beak nila. Kasi 'di ba ang beak ng chicken karaniwan pointed. Ganyan. So ang ginagawa sa debeaking is pinapasok to para maging ganito lang siya. So it means magiging ganyan na lang siya. So ginagawa yan sa mga maliliit na chicken kasi para iwas ng ang tawag dito damage sa mga kasama nila dun sa container, sa house nila kumbaga. So para hindi sila anong tawag dito, magtuka-tukaan ganun. Ayan. So next. Ito. Kanina we have discussed yung general term for the male parent. So ngayon, what is the general term for the female parent? So for the female parent, the general term is letter B, which is dam. So again, ang litter pala, sige, i-discuss natin isa-isa. Yung litter, ito yung tawag sa mga piglets, a group of piglets. Litter size. Gaano karami yung piglets na pinanganak ng isang dam na baboy. So yung dam, ito yung female parent na ano. Sire, this is the male parent, di ba? Flock is also the population naman of usually in poultry. So kung marami sila, that is a flock. Ganun. Ayun. So those are the different terms that are used in animal science. There's actually more of this, pero siguro sa mga next na sessions ko na lang i-discuss. Ayan. So number 14. The proportion of lean saleable meat yielded by a carcass. So lean saleable meat yielded by a carcass. So A, concentrate, B, consumption, C, cutability, or letter D, carcass evaluation. So from term itself, proportion, which means hati. Doon pa lamang ito, okay. So this is cutability. So that is actually being done sa mga meat natin, sa mga beef at saka sa pork. Ayan. So gaano kataas yung cutability ng isang, kunwari, in-slaughter yung isang pig. Kapag dinala yun sa'yo, ayun. So gaano karami yung pwede mong ibenta doon sa mga yun. So that is called the cutability. Carcass evaluation is a process. So it is not a proportion. So siguro sabi niyo, sige, merong carcass dun sa question, baka carcass evaluation to. But you need to look at it in a deeper way. So kapag sinabing carcass evaluation, it is a process that is being done dun sa carcass mismo. Anong quality nito? Okay ba yung fats niya? Okay ba yung meat? Yung mga ganun na bagay. Conception is pagbubuntis. Ayan. And yung concentrate naman, that is on the animal nutrition. Sa feeds yan ginagamit. Ayun. Okay, so number 15. The process of eliminating less productive or less desirable cattle from a herd. Actually, na-tackle to if you watch yung recording that I posted. Ayun, na-tackle to doon. So, is it carcass evaluation, conception, culling, or crossbreeding? So, the answer for this one is culling. Ayan. So,
C.
ito ay hindi lang siya ginagawa sa cattle, but even in other commodities. Like for example, sa poultry. Ito yung, have you ever seen yung sa gilid ng kalsada, may mga manok na nasa kawayan lang. Hindi ko alam kung meron nagbebenta sa inyo na gano'n, pero sa amin kasi meron. Tapos yun, those are parang rejects. So sila yung mga hindi okay yung traits nila or hindi maganda yung phenotype nila. So binibenta sila for a cheaper price. Ang tawag is called chicken, parang gano'n. So that is also being done in other commodities like cattle, ganyan. So that is a practical way. Then in the aspect of an entrepreneur, kasi you need to invest resources. Siyempre, ang mga chicken, kakain din yan, mag-spend din yan ng ano. So kapag hindi na okay yung kanilang quality, binibenta na lang for a cheaper price o kaya pinapatay na lang sila. Ganun. Para hindi na sila gagastos pa further sa production ng specific animal na yun. So that is called culling. Okay, so number 16. The mating of animals of different breeds or species. So A is it crossbreeding, B hybridization, C cow-calf operation, or letter D carcass evaluation. So mating daw. So mating, it has something to do with breeding. Ayan. So the answer for this one is crossbreeding. So crossbreeding kasi different breeds. So for example, kung kanina, 'di ba, review tayo na may A, yung kunwari ito yung parentals, 'di ba? Parentals. A times B. So nag-produce siya ng ito F1 AB. Kunwari ito yung kanilang anak. Tapos meron ding other dito, C times D. Ayan. Tapos nag-produce siya ng CD. So ito yung anak nila. So kapag pinag-cross tong ganyan, this is a different breed, this is another different breed. So kapag pinag-cross mo yan, in their F2 generation, ayan, ang tawag sa prosesong ito ay crossbreeding. Ayan, different breeds, mating of animals of different breeds. Ayan. Mamaya meron pa tayong makikita ng mga ibang types ng breeding. Yan. So number 17, management unit that maintains a breeding herd and produces weaned calves. So again, this is a technical term. So the answer for this one is letter C, which is cow-calf operation. So ang tawag dito, one clue is management, which means it has something to do with the process. So, anong tawag dito? Operation is a process, evaluation is also a process. Pero, ang sabi dito, that maintains a breeding herd that produces weaned calves. Kapag sinabing weaned, ito yung hiniwalay na sa parents. Ayan, ayun yung tawag doon, weaning. Kapag hiniwalay na sa parents yung mga hayop. So, weaned calves. So, kapag nag-produce daw ng weaned calves, so, ito ang pinakamalapit is kasi andito yung calf. So that is cow-calf operation. Ayun yung tawag dyan. Okay? So next, an adult female that has had a calf. So A, cow, B, steer, C, bull, or letter D, caprine. So, ibig sabihin nanganak na yung adult female na yun. So the answer for this one is cow. Mother na siya. Mayroong mas maraming term dito eh. Mayroon pang tinatawag na hindi ko alam kung sa cow yun. Gilt, yung mga ganun. Young female, yung mga ganun. Heifer, yung mga ganun. Mga young female. Pero kapag nakanak na, ang tawag na is cow. Ayan. So next, feed that is high in energy, low in fiber content, and highly digestible. So A, concentrate, B, carcass, C, conception, or letter D, calf drop. So kanina na-discuss natin to sabi ko ito ay nasa animal nutrition or nasa feeds. The answer is letter A, which is concentrate. Ayan, concentrate. Ayan ang tawag sa feed with high energy, low fiber content. Meron pang mga ibang technical terms pero I think that we can discuss this in the next sessions kapag integrated na. Roughages. And meron tinatawag na roughages. Roughages, concentrates, and meron ding supplements. Yeah. Supplements. So, ito yung mga karaniwang laman ng feeds natin. Yeah. So, last, before we take another 5-minute break, number 20, long DNA molecules on which genes the basic genetic codes are located at the, so saan daw nakalocate ang ating DNA? A, sa chromosome ba? B, nerves, C, nuclei, or letter D, tissue. So this is a biology question na sobrang gamit na gamit yan in agriculture kasi we are breeding. We are breeding for better phenotypes sa plant and even sa animals. So, ang DNA natin is nakalocate sa chromosome. Always remember that. Kasi ang karaniwan ditong mistake is, nasa ano yan? Nasa nucleus. Ganun. Pero ang DNA natin is nasa chromosome. Ang itsura ng chromosome, magdodrawing ako. Ay, ganito, di ba? Ayan. So, ganyan ang itsura ng chromosome. So, kapag ito ay hinati mo, kapag ginanyan natin siya, series yan ng ganun-ganon na DNA. Strands yan ng DNA. Yan. Tapos kapag kumuha ka ng isang ganito, dito, doon mo na makikita yung alam natin na ganito. Yan. Yan. So, ang DNA siya ay nasa chromosome. Ayun yan. So, actually, we have discussed more sa time na to kanina, 7 items lang tayo. Pero ngayon naka-20 tayo. So, again, I will give you time to digest. Parang ang dami nating na-discuss in different fields of animal science. So, I will give you time to digest. You can run through your notes or you can rest. Pwedeng pikit muna kayo dyan para off-screen naman. Ayan. So, all right, let's have a 5-minute break. All right, so let us continue with number 21. Number 21. Ayan, all right. So number 21, a way to describe the quality of livestock in terms of their suitability and commercial value for various end usage, including retail cut and processed meat. So A, cattle byproduct, C, carcass evaluation, C, dystocia, or letter D, calf drop. So here, napag-usapan na natin to kanina na it is a process, yung carcass evaluation. So evaluation, it is, describing a specific product. Ayan. So yung carcass ay ito yung mismong produce ko. Ito yung karne, ganyan. So the carcass evaluation, that is the way kung saan ang isang animal scientist or ang isang marketer, animal entrepreneur, yung ang tawag dito, business people, ayan. Sila yung mag-evaluate ng mga to. Or this can also be done in breeding. So kapag kunwari nag-cross tayo ng dalawang baboy na tingin natin na magiging okay siya, na ito high yung percentage ng fats niya, ito high yung ano ng ganito niya, feeling ko okay to na for some group, parang ganun. So kapag nag-cross tayo, yung kanilang ano tawag dito, kanilang F1 generation o ang kanilang anak, doon natin titignan kung okay, have we met the criteria that we are looking for? Totoo ba na yung karne niya is improved compared dun sa others? Ayan. So those are the things that we do using in carcass evaluation. Next, number 22, abnormal size or presentation fetus causing difficulty in delivering it. So again, this is a technical term for, ayan, ang answer dito ay dystocia. So ayan yan, abnormal size ng fetus. So ito yung mga ilan sa mga ano man tawag sa ganito, ano tawag dito, production issues or sa gestation issues, yung sa pregnancy issues ng ating mga ng ating mga mammals. Next, product of considerably less value than the major product. So, doon pa lang. The answer for this one is letter A, which is byproduct. Ayan. So, for example, ano ba? Anong process ba ang may byproduct? Let's say yung cellular respiration. Are you familiar with the formula of cellular respiration? So, ang cellular respiration is parang opposite lang siya ng photosynthesis. So we have C6H12O6, or in a more general term, carbohydrates plus oxygen. Tapos nagkakaroon ng carbon dioxide plus H2O, water. Then, ang byproduct is ATP. So, ang pinaka-focus talaga dito is this one. Pero, meron tayong other product or yung byproduct, which is ATP, which is energy.
Energy.
All right. So, number 24. The industry term for baby cows who are taken from their mothers. Okay. So, we are looking for an industry term to be sold for slaughter. So, the answer for this one is letter B, which is drop calf. So that is what how we call yung mga maliliit na mga cows or calf. Ayan, calf. 'Di ba ang baby cows, it's called calf. Calf. Yeah. So they're called drop calf. Next. the number of calves that are born annually to a particular cow group. The number of calves that are born annually to a particular cow group. So from the choices, makikita natin sila na parang they have they are from different fields of animal science. So from context clues, katulad ng calves, which is nabanggit na cow, saan ba pinaka-related tong mga to? So sa letter A, which is calf crop. So again, these are technical terms. These are terms na ginagamit in the industry, terms na ginagamit ng animal scientists, yan, in classifying the different stages of animal growth. Next, number 26. So, young cattle of both sexes. Young cattle of both sexes. So, this is a general term, some batang cattle. So, ito yung kanina sinasabi ko na may tawag sa young na female na cow, may tawag sa lalaki na young na cow, tas may general term which is calf. So, yung mga other terms, it will be discussed further in our session. So kapag general term, which means of both sexes, male or female, ayan, calf ang tawag sa batang cattle. Okay, so number 27, cattle of common origin and having characteristics that distinguish them from other groups within the same species. This has a parallel in crop science sa mga diniscuss natin dati. So the answer for this one is letter A, which is breed. Ayan, so breed. So ang certain breed, meron siyang distinguishable na characteristics. For example, sa breed na anong tawag? Sa breed na anong breed yun? Indo-Brazil sa cattle. O kaya kita natin meron mga certain breeds ng cow na meron silang black spots, tas may white spots, may black spots, may white spots. So those are classified in a specific breed. Whereas may makikita naman tayong ibang cows, ibang cattle na wala silang spots. Ano lang, grayish lang sila, o kaya white lang sila, o kaya meron ding mga red or red to brown. So those are different breeds. Ayan. So it has common origin and having similar characteristics. Next, okay, so what is the scientific name for the group of cattle? So the answer for this one ay bovine. Ayan, so bovine. I think meron pa dito mga iba later regarding other scientific names naman. And I really advise na maging familiar kayo sa mga basic scientific names sa mga common animals tulad ng common farm animals kasi chicken. Feel ko meron ito mamaya. Duck. Goat. Ano yung mga ano nito? Sheep. Of course, cattle or cow. Pig. Ano pa? Duck, goat, sheep, cattle, pigs, chicken. Sa poultry marami pa yan, pero wala akong nakita masyadong nagtatakot. Sige, ulakin na natin. Turkey, whale. Search nyo yung mga scientific names ng mga ito. Yan. Sila lang yan. Alright. So chicken, galos-galos. Goat. Mamaya meron itong mga to eh. Ayan. Carabao pa. Carabao. Ayan. So number 29, meat from calves or yung mga batang cow is called A, beef, C, bull, C, veal, or letter D, bullock. So ang answer for this one is letter C, which is veal. Ang beef is for older cows, for cattle na yan, or sa cow na siya galing. Veal is galing sa bata. And bull and bullock are not terms para sa meat. So those are technical terms. Bull is a male cattle. Bullock is another term for male cattle. Na ang gamit niya is iba. Next, the mating of two crossbred offspring back to one of its parental breeds. So meron na tayong clue from that question. So the answer for this one is letter B, which is back cross. So what we do in back crossing, thus, for example, again, drawing na naman tayo. Ito parentals. F1. We have parent A. Tapos i-crossbreed mo siya kay parent B. Tapos, kapag nagbunga yan, magiging ang F1 generation with this letter is organism AB. Ang back crossing is i-cross mo siya to either one of the parent. For example, kung ang AB, yung anak nila, is i-cross mo siya sa A, which is parental 1. Yeah, so this is called back crossing. You can also do AB times cross with parent B. So that is called back crossing. So ang back crossing, ginagawa yan para ma-solidify yung traits na gusto natin. For example, tingnan natin. Ang letter A siguro, mas maganda ang meat quality niya. Sabi natin, mas mataas ang weight. Mas mataas ang weight niya. Ayun yung gusto nating quality dyan. Ang B naman, medyo mababa. So, ito yung mas malnourished. Mas payat. Ganyan. So, kapag pinag-cross mo yan, magiging average to. Itong organism na to, it will have 50% of the traits from parental A and parental B. So dito, medyo okay na. So kung kunwari, ang letter A, ang kanyang weight ay 1,000. Maano ba yun? Basta 1,000. Ayan. Tapos ang B ay 500. Kapag in-average mo yan, ito, siguro 750 na siya. So in order for you na ma-concentrate or mas magkaroon pa ng better na offspring, pwede mo siyang i-cross ulit sa parental A na may 1,000 kunwari ang weight niya. So kapag kinross mo to, tataas ulit yung weight neto. Diba? So kapag ito, gusto mo pa siyang mas pataasin ng weight, pwede mo ulit siyang i-cross sa letter A. Kasi ito 1,000, ito ay ilan to? 1,750, approximately 320, 350, 375. Ayun, pwedeng 1,375 to. Diba? So mas tataas ulit yan na mas tataas. So that is the reason why we are doing back crossing. Okay, so next. So 31, in selecting boars, the following should be considered except A, vigor of pigs, B, masculinity both in appearance and action, C, visibility of primary sex organs, or letter D, different sizes of testicles. So in selecting for boars, the following should be considered except vigor of pigs, masculinity both in appearance and action, visibility of primary sex organs, letter D, different sizes of testicles. So the answer for this one is letter D, because that is uh, a natural thing in boars. Ayan. So kapag nagse-select tayo, kapag sinabing selecting, ito na yung ito ang isa sa mga steps in breeding. Mamimili tayo kung aling boars ang gagamitin natin as parents. Ayan. So, of course, ang pipiliin natin is yung may mga magagandang qualities. Yung magaganda yung kanilang phenotype. Ayan. So, A, yung vigor of pigs, syempre kailangan yan. Masculinity both in appearance and action. Kasi nga, boar ang ating inaano. And of course, visibility of primary sex organs. So, kaya kailangan to para mas madali ang pagbe-breed sa kanila. Kasi kapag kunwari, nakatago or what, may hirapan sila mag-breed at mag-reproduce. Ayan. Okay, number 32. Which cattle disease is characterized by septicemia and sudden death? It is caused by bacteria which is transmitted through inhalation or through flies and mosquitoes. So, these are different diseases na. So, ang answer dito is letter D, which is anthrax. So, in animal science, actually not only in animal science, but even in crop protection, we need to be familiarized with the common na mga sakit ng hayop natin. Ayan, hayop and yung halaman natin. Even sa fisheries pala, sa fishes. Ayan. So, ayan. Letter D, anthrax. So next, ayan. Which bacterial disease of swine causes abortion and infection of the reproductive organ in the male, resulting to sterility? So the answer for this one is letter C, which is brucellosis. Yung anthrax kanina na banggit na. So yung mastitis, that is common for women. So dito sabi male. So take note of this. Brucellosis. Next, number 34, which refers to feeds that have a high percentage of food nutrients per weight and constitute a relatively expensive part of the animal diet. So expensive part, alin lang ba sa mga ito ang binibili natin? The answer is letter A, which is concentrates. Perhaps I will discuss more on this sa animal nutrition sa next na mga sessions kapag integrated na sa general na. Yan. So ang forage, di ba kanina? Ang forage at silage actually, these are plant based. So ang concentrates, ito yung binibili natin. Okay, you can take note of that. Next, number 35, the following are factors to be considered in balancing the nutrient requirements, and the nutrient value of the feed available, except quality and quantity of food available, palatability of the food, cost of food, or cost of raw materials. So, ang question is balancing the nutrient requirements. So, the answer is cost of raw materials. So, cost of food, kasi nga sabi nutrient requirements lang of the feed available. So, it means we are not looking at the production of the feed itself. Kasi kung ano daw yung available. So the things that we need to consider is the quality and quantity of food available, the palatability of the food, and of course, yung cost ng food mismo. Yeah. Number 36, which describe a snood correctly. So letter A, fleshly appendage hanging down the skin to the throat or chin of goats. B, fleshly slap of skin that hangs over the turkey's beak and similar to the caruncle, turns bright red when angered or during courtship. Letter C, fleshly protuberance on the back of a cattle, or letter D, fleshly and unusually red outcrop of skin atop the chicken head. So again, snood ang tinatanong, so we also need to be familiar. So for us to be more familiar with that, I have a picture here. So ang sagot is in letter B. So ang snood, it can be seen in turkeys. Ayan, so it is the fleshly flap of skin that hangs over the turkey's beak. So ito yon, itong part na to, that's the snood. So yung dinidescribe sa letter A, which is the fleshly appendage hanging down the skin to the throat of the chain of goats, are called goat wattles. Yung fleshly protuberance on the back of the cattle is also called wattle, but in a cattle. And yung sa letter D naman, the fleshy, and usually red outcrop of skin atop of the chicken head, that is called the comb. So ito yung, yun na, kunwari ito yung ulo ng chicken, yun nandito niya. That's called the comb. So take note of these different appendage. Ito yung mga fleshy na mga skin sa ating mga poultry at saka sa ating mga animals. Okay, last before we take another 5-minute break. So what unit is appropriate for housing a nursing sow and its young for 30 days? Ano daw ang unit for housing? So the answer for this one is letter A. So ayan. Anong tawag dito? So ayun yung period, yung gestation natin. This is the period of time between conception, pagkakita, wait lang, feel ko mali yung answer dito. So wait lang. I think the answer for this one is, it must be letter C. C dapat. Kasi nga, yeah, it's letter C because it's a unit. So nursery. So doon pupunta yung nanganak na sow kasama yung kanyang mga anak. So ang gestation, tama. Kasi dinefine ko eh. Kapag dinefine ko, hindi yun yung answer. Okay. Ang gestation, it is the period of time between conception and birth. So it means kapag nalaman niya, buntis tong sow na to, sabi ko. Ayun. So that is the gestation period. So it is a period of time. Mula doon hanggang sa pagkapanganak. Yung farrowing naman, it marks the end of the gestation period in which the embryo is developed into baby pigs. So ang farrowing, ayun na yung kapag nakapag-develop na into baby pigs yung mga mothers natin na baboy. So yeah. So the question is the unit, ayan, or the housing. Ayan. So the answer for this one is letter C, which is nursery. Kasi ayun na naman yung building or yung unit for this one. So yeah, so before we move to this item, again, let's have another 5-minute break to digest the information and, just breathe. Yeah. So for this question, native pigs could be fed with green fodder such as sorghum, but pregnant and nursing pigs should be given blank as supplements. So pag sinabing supplements, ito yung dadagdag doon sa diet nila. Ayan. So ang mas magandang idagdag kasi nga kapag pregnant tsaka nursing, which means kailangan nila ng more energy. Kailangan nila ng more stable source of energy. So ang green fodder, it is a good, ayan, katulad ng sorghum, it is a plant-based, di ba? So okay yan, pero since pregnant tsaka nursing yung mga pigs, ano yung kailangan nating ibigay as supplements? So the answer for this one ay letter B, which is commercial feed. Kasi ang commercial feed natin, it is already formulated with the right amount of minerals tsaka nutrients na kailangan ng ating mga animals, most in this case ng ating mga pigs. So they can serve as supplements kasi mas kailangan ng energy ng pregnant tsaka nursing pigs. Okay, so number 39, what is the mating of unrelated animals? So unrelated animals. So from the choices, we can say that it is outbreeding. So crossbreeding, we have already tackled that. And kapag unrelated na animals, kasi ang crossbreeding pwede rin siya mangyari, it's more of a general term. So inbreeding is mating of related animals. For example, i-mate mo yung anak doon sa nanay, ganyan. Ang outbreeding naman, it's mating of unrelated animals. Okay, so number 40, different breeds of poultry may be classified according to the purpose of their production. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina sa introduction. So which breed do you choose for meat and egg production? So A, Leghorn, B, Cantonese, letter C, Rhode Island Red, or letter D, Yorkshire. So for this, let us discuss or let's get to know these different breeds. So ito, ang Leghorn ay karaniwang binibreed for eggs. So they are specifically produced and they are specifically reproduced for egg production. And so kumbaga, ito yung dahilan kung ba't sila inlalagay sa isang farm. So most probably yung mga chicken that are Leghorn in breed, ayun yung tawag sa breed nila, ayun yung binubuhay or pinaparami ng isang egg farmer. On the other hand naman, we have Cantonese. Ito naman yung breed ng chicken ng for meat. Ngayon naman ito yung para sa karne. So this could probably be the breed of the poultry na ginagamit nila sa, for example, sa Bounty Fresh, yung mga ganun, because they are marketing for meat. Ngayon, ang Rhode Island Red, so it is a dual purpose na breed of poultry which can be used for meat and egg. So kapag ganito naman, these are commonly grown sa mga local farms, sa mga, if you will note, it is more practical in a small scale farm. Small scale farm. Ayan, mas practical to doon kasi hindi naman sila nagpo-produce for a specific commodity. So it means kapag kunwari nag-aalaga ka ng chickens for fun lang dun sa backyard mo, pwedeng ganito yung gawin mo kasi that can be a source of meat and also egg. So ayan. And yung Yorkshire, actually that is not a breed of poultry, but instead that is a breed of swine o baboy. Okay. Next, number 41. One of the aspects of animal production is selecting the site. Which are some of the factors in selecting a site? First, available pasture area for the livestock. Second, adequate source of water. 3, distance from neighboring farm. And 4, accessibility of the farm to roads and population centers. So A, 1, 2, and 3, B, 1, 2, 3, and 4, C, 1 and 2, or letter D, 3 and 4. So the answer for this one is letter B, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So lahat na ito ay kino-consider in animal production kapag namimili tayo ng site. Una na sa lahat, we need to consider the distance. Distance from neighboring farm. Not only from the neighboring farm, but even from civilization. Kasi unang-una sa lahat, there's a possibility that you will be facing a lot of complaints if you will put a livestock farm near a residential area. So, for example, here in UPLB, yung farm namin dito sa UPL, yung farm mismo ng UPLB, hindi sa akin, yung farm mismo ng UPLB ay nakalocate sa sobrang layong lugar. So when we are having our laboratory classes, we are riding a school bus na papunta pa lang doon sa farm na yon. So kailangan malayo siya sa residential area. Kasi the farm can produce, for example, yung waste ng mga hayop natin. So that can also be disturbing kapag meron kang katabing bahay. Ganon. So that is one. Lalo na kapag you are, sabi dito, producing animal. Ibig sabihin, you are really breeding for a lot of animals. Hindi lang siya for fun na isa lang, dalawa lang. Ano yan, like maramihan talaga. So yun. Next, yun, available pasture area for the livestock. So it means kailangan meron kang source na ready for pasturing. Kailangan meron dong grasses, ganyan. Kailangan meron kang easy source of your feeds and forage para sa iyong mga hayop. Next is adequate source of water. So did you know that ang cattle really consumes a lot of water a day? So as if I'm not mistaken, 25 liters of water in a single day. So kailangan nila na ganong karami to live. Ayun yung parang isa sa mga common na or basic needs nila. Ayan. So next is yung accessibility of the farm to roads and population centers. Ito naman, ano siya, kailangan at least meron pa ring farm to market road. Kapag maraming farm to market road, hindi naman necessary na kailangan sobrang tabing-tabi, 'di ba? Kasi nga 'di ba sabi kanina, yung distance must also be considered away from ano. So ang ibig sabihin lang dito, dapat kapag pupunta doon is maganda naman yung daan. Ayan. Hindi siya as in sobrang lubak-lubak. So kailangan meron kang access pa rin sa farm to market roads. So those are some of the factors that a farm manager needs to consider. Okay, so next. So this is somehow a trivia question. This was a data from 2014, but you can also look at the Facebook page ng Philippine Carabao Center and even other industry, Bureau of Animal Industry, yan. Tingin-tingin kayo doon, baka nagpo-post sila ng mga recent na mga data on this. Pero here, according to the Philippine Carabao Center, the share of Carabao milk production in the total domestic milk output has increased to blank as of 2014. So this has been a question, I think, for 2016 or 2018 na AFA. Ayan, so the answer for this one is letter B, which is 47%. Another tip that I could give you is to follow yung mga government agencies na Facebook pages. Kasi sometimes they are posting different trivias, and that could also be a coverage of the let. Ayan. So, for example, sa fisheries na aspect, you can follow the Aquatech ni Doc Wesley, yung mga yan, or the Bureau of Fisheries, and aquatic resources. Ayan. So, si Doc Wesley is actually the director of BFAR Dagupan sa Region 1. So, I've had a chance to work there when I was in high school. So, ayan. Sobrang ganda doon, tsaka sobrang babait at accommodating ng mga tao sa BFAR Dagupan. Anyway, fisheries will be our next session. So, I will also be recording a video on that. So, siguro ipopost ko siya sa Thursday ng umaga or bukas na hapon. Okay? Number 43, what classification of disease affecting cattle and carabaos is comprised of anthrax, blackleg, brucellosis, hemorrhagic septicemia, mastitis, and tuberculosis. So ano daw ang causal agent ng mga ito? Yan. So the answer for this one is letter B, which is bacteria. So these are the things that you can also search for. You can list down these diseases. Ano nga ba yung mga causative agents? It may be an extra mile for you to memorize kung ano yung mga scientific names ng mga bacteria that are really causing these diseases. Pero what you can really take note is ano yung itsura nila. Ayan. Isa rin to sa mga tips ko in crop protection na mag-search kayo ng itsura ng mga yan. Para at least kapag dinescribe sa question, meron kayong idea na parang itong anthrax, ganito yung itsura na ito. So kapag dinescribe siya in words, you can easily parallelize kung ano yung nakita nyo. And of course, you can also take note of some points na anthrax, ganito yung itsura. Mastitis, saan banda yan? Ano yung itsura? Ganun. Number 44, how is vaccination applied in preventing infectious diseases, particularly bursal disease or IBD? So the answer for this one ay letter C, which is eyes and nose dropper. So bakit kaya mas maganda na sa eyes and nose? Kasi it will be concentrated dun sa mismong hayop. Yeah. So kasi kung sa drinking water, it may go to their digestive system, and like kapag sa eyes and nose dropper, it will be going to the system agad na involved sa bursal disease. Next, number 45, what disease affects the entire body of a cattle, most often causing sudden death? So, it affects the entire body. The answer is, ayan, blackleg. So, sudden death, di ba sabi ko nga kanina, it will be helpful if you will look for pictures of this one. And siguro I can provide pictures in the next sessions ng mga common diseases. Yan, to help you. Pero, ang sabi kasi ni Sir, parang bawal mag-screenshot, bawal mag-ano. So, it will be helpful kapag kayo na mismo yung mag-search. Tapos, i-print nyo ganyan or i-save nyo sa phone nyo ano to mga diseases na to. So, yun. That will be an extra effort, but it will also help you in familiarizing yourself. Not only here in animal science, pati dun sa crop protection. Di ba sabi ko rin, kuha kayo ng pictures ng smut, ng rat, ano itsura ng mga yon, para at least kapag dinescribe siya in words, alam nyo na kung ano itsura niya. Ganun. Mas madali nyo siyang i-connect. Okay? Number 46, what is known as a behavioral problem in chickens resulting in injuring toes, tails, and feathers and vent on another bird? So the answer for this one is letter A, which is avian encephalomyelitis. So take note of this behavioral problem. So pwede nyo i-take note dyan na avian encepha. Kahit hanggang dun lang. Para at least, pag nakita nyo na yun, alam nyo, okay. So this is a behavioral problem. Okay, next. Okay, number 47. It is the art and science of the genetic improvement of farm animals. So, genetic improvement, that is animal breeding. So, animal science is a general term. So, that is a term that you can use in describing all of the things that we are discussing right now. GMO naman is a very specific term, and that is already the product of animal breeding. So, it is another way on how you can improve the phenotype or the qualities of a certain animal. You can do genetic engineering. You can do like genetically modifying it. So mag-adjust ka sa DNA, you will introduce a new trait. Ayan. So medyo ano na to sa recombinant DNA technology. So in vitro naman is also a general term for experiments that are done in the laboratory. So if you are familiar with in vitro fertilization, that is done in test tubes, that is done in a controlled environment. So in vitro as well is also used in crop science. For example, you are doing an experiment on test tubes din ng mga halaman, so that can be considered as in vitro. In vitro production of different plants kaya through tissue culture, yung mga ganun. So pwede rin yun sa in vitro. Basta kapag sinabing in vitro, controlled ang environment or sa laboratory. So ayun yung mga karaniwang associated sa term na in vitro. Okay? And before we take another break, ayan, so which is a collective term for domesticated birds that re-raise for either their meat or eggs or as pets. So it is a collective term. The answer for this one is poultry. So that is what we are discussing kanina, the poultry industry. So sa poultry, hindi lang siya these are domesticated birds or mga chicken, ducks, goose, turkey, quail, yung mga yan. So they are raised for their meat, eggs, or as pets. Yeah. Meron pang isa yung mga pangsabong ganyan. So pwede rin yun. Power. Meat, eggs, or power. Ayan, or as pets. So poultry is the collective term for that. Okay, so before we go to this item, again, let's have a 5-minute break for us to digest the things. You can go back to your notes and everything. You can take a little snack since mag-aalas 3 na. Ayan, naka 2 hours na rin tayo. And also, of course, rest din natin yung mga mata natin. Ayan. So, let's take another 5-minute break. Okay, so let's move further. Ayan, so medyo malapit na rin tayo matapos. Ilang questions na lang. Ayan. So let's go with item number 49. A group of animals which possess certain characteristics that are common to individuals within the group of animals within same species. So I think meron na tayo kaninang na-discuss about this one. And the answer for this is letter B, which is breed. Yeah. So when we say breed, when we say they are in the same breed, they have certain characteristics. They have similar characteristics. Yeah. Next, ito. So which breed of cattle has color from light to silver gray and brownish dark gray to red? So perhaps hindi to familiar sa ating lahat kasi sino ba naman magre-research, di ba, ng breed ng baka, ganun. So here are some pictures of these different cattle. So ang question is color from light to silver gray and brownish dark gray to red. So this one, ito ang Indo-Brazil. So this is the answer. Actually, marami siyang variants, iba-iba ng ano. Ito nga yung range, kaya range yung nakalagay dito. So you can take note of this or you can search pictures of these breeds. Ito naman yung Brahman. Ang distinction ng Brahman ay black yung kanyang ganito. Ayan. Then this is Nelore. Sa Nelore, mas dominant talaga yung white. Yan. And of course, yung Batangas cattle, or ito yung nakikita natin na karaniwang nandito sa Philippines. Yan. So those are 4 of the breeds now meron ang cattle. Actually, there are more, pero I don't think that the exam will be giving more questions on this. Ganyan. Baka siguro isa lang or ano, or baka nga wala. Just, ayan. Pero of course, it will also help you kung maging familiarize kayo dito. Yeah. So next, what causes chronic respiratory disease affecting the respiratory tract and air sacs characterized by poor growth and carcass quality of chicks? So these are different scientific names. So let us discuss them one by one. So ang nagkakos ng chronic respiratory disease ay yung letter B, which is Mycoplasma septicum. Ngayon, ano naman yung mga kinokos nitong iba? Ang Haemophilus gallinarum is a causative agent for infectious coryza. For infectious coryza. Next is yung Salmonella pullorum. This is a causative agent for pullorum disease. So meron dong clue. And yung Emeristinella, this is a causative agent for hemorrhagic cecal coccidiosis. So siguro it will also help you to take note of different bacteria like na tulad ng mga ito, kahit ilan lang, para at least meron pa rin kayong baon. Ito yung mga karaniwang common na sakit ng different animals. So it is helpful na magkaroon tayo ng konting idea about this. Kaya nga 'di ba kanina sabi ko parang animal science is really an objective na type of test if this will only be animal science. So kailangan talaga ng intensive review for that. Pero since general naman ang AFA, you can just memorize some of this. In memorizing, hindi naman need na, for example, ito na buo is i-memorize mo. You can just do H gallinarum, M gallisepticum. Or you can also build a mnemonic for this one. So for example, HG for coryza. MG for chronic respiratory disease. So yeah. Those are just some techniques that I am also giving you as a review technique. Next, okay? So here, ito na yung mga scientific names. What is the animal with a scientific name of Capra hircus? So Capra hircus, is it sheep, goat, carabao, or duck? So Capra hircus is the scientific name for goat. So take note of this. Capra hircus is scientific name for goat. Okay, next. Here, which animals have complex stomach system consisting of the rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum? Actually, yung choices dito is more on the spelling. So, ang correct answer dito is letter D, which is ruminants. Yeah. So, ang cows natin, meron silang different, meron silang complex na stomach. Meron silang 4 stomach. Cow ay tama, sa cattle and even sa sheep meron din silang 4 complex stomach system. So meron tayong rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. So during our first year, ang parang ginawa sa amin dati is meron talagang legit na nakalatag sa table na as in internal organs talaga ng mga hayop. Tapos i-identify namin isa-isa yun. So talagang kinata yung mga for our practical exam. Tapos nandun, i-identify namin ano yung mga anong tawag dito, ano yung mga parts na nakalagay sa tag. Ganun. So ayun, rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. Ang tawag sa mga yan ay ruminants. Alright? Next, number 54, the inflammation of udder or mammary gland. So ito na-discuss na banggit na rin kanina. The answer for this one is mastitis. So again, this is caused by a bacteria. Ayan. So, inflammation of the udder or the mammary gland. So di ba sabi ko kanina in diseases, kailangan nyo alamin kung nasan ba itong mga to, saang part to ng isang hayop. So kapag sinabing mastitis, that will be in the udder or mammary gland ng cows. Ito ay karaniwan sa cow. And even pigs. Next, which of these diseases is caused by the deficiency in vitamin E that causes the chicks to become suddenly frustrated with their head twisted laterally? So you can even answer this using context clues. The answer for this one is crazy chick disease. Paano? Kapag context clues lang yung ating titignan, suddenly frustrated with their head twisted laterally. So crazy from the term itself. Yeah. So crazy chick disease. And ito pa pala, may clue pa na isa, chicks. Okay, so these are different values. I will give more of this in the next sessions. And so what is the average pregnancy period for sows? Again, kapag sinabi nating sows, these are anong hayop yan? Is it pig? Is it poultry? Is it cattle? Ayan, so it's a female pig. So the answer for this one is letter C, which is 114 days. Yeah. Next, ito, the formation of corpus luteum changes in vaginal wall and uterus. So alin dito sa saang part ng estrus cycle nangyayari to? Formation of corpus luteum. So is it in met-estrus, estrus, diestrus, or proestrus? So the answer here is, actually it could be met-estrus or diestrus. So here is the estrus cycle. Ayan. So ang estrus cycle, it is a heat cycle Actually, hindi lang yan sa dog, even in other animals, we are looking at the estrus cycle. So, ano siya? May cycle of heat kapag in heat yung ano, which means meron tayong tinatawag na sexual receptivity or kung saan pinakamataas ang fertility ng ating mga animals. So first is pro-estrus. From the term itself, pro, before. Ayan. The female is not yet ready to accept the male. So that is one of the key happenings dito sa pro-estrus. So dito, meron tayong hormones na naisisynthesize. Ayan. So maraming LH. There are two hormones for the female, which is LH, luteinizing hormone, or FSH, and FSH, which is the follicle stimulating hormone. Ayan. So ayun yung nangyari sa pro-estrus, before estrus. Next is yung estrus na. Ayan. So sa estrus, the ovulation occurs. Ayan. So enlarge yung kanyang vulva. Tapos tumataas ang levels ng progesterone. Ayan. So those are key happenings sa estrus na stage. Next, met-estrus or diestrus. Dito na nabubuo yung corpus luteum. Yeah, so female is no longer receptive to the male. Then anestrus, ito na yung tapos na. This is the time when between the estrus phases. So no discharge present and vulva is no longer edematous. So kumbaga, dito nangyayari sa estrus yung sexual receptivity. Then after that, ang question nga dito is corpus luteum. Ayan, changes in vaginal wall. Dito na nangyayari sa met-estrus or diestrus. And after that, mag-ano na siya kasi nga magpe-prepare na for pregnancy or if meron nga. Or if nagbunga yung kanilang reproduction. All right. So that's an overview of the estrus cycle. Okay, so in connection to that, number 58, the normal duration of a heat period in sows is A, 1 day, B, 2 to 5 days, C, 6 to 7 days, or letter D, 8 to 10 days. So the answer for this one is letter B, which is 2 to 5 days. Ito yung normal heat period in sows. Okay, so ito, in line with what we've already discussed kanina, the first of the estrus cycle referred to as a building up phase. So first or before, ayan. So the answer for this one is letter D, which is pro-estrus. Before estrus. Yeah, building up phase. So ito, the average pregnancy period of those ay tawag sa female goat. Ayan. So ano ang average pregnancy period of those? The answer is 150 days. Yeah, so 150 days. So again, kanina sa sows ay 114. Ngayon, doe is 150 days. And next, meron pang isa. Yeah, the average pregnancy period naman of cows. Ito ay medyo matagal. The answer is letter C, which is 283 days. So again, as repetition, sa sows, 114 days. Sa those, 150 days. And sa cows, it's 283 days. Yeah. So as another review, sows is a female pig. Those, goat. Cows, cattle. Okay, next. So this American breed develops in 1959 from Spanish goats. It has short or no ears, extremely hardy and adapted to adverse condition. So using context clues, so okay, so Spanish. So the answer for this one is La Mancha. Yan. So ano to, goats naman tong mga to. Alam niyo yun, parang there are also a lot of questions. And I think that this is also applicable for every field of agriculture. Pati yung sa marketing kahapon na every aspect of the question really counts. For example, this one, from Spanish, from Spain. Diba? So parang, okay, alin dito ang pinaka related sa Spanish? Ayan, so that's La Mancha. And of course, it will also help you to have an idea on what these breeds look like. Magbibigay ako ng in the next sessions ng descriptions or ng mga basic breeds ng different farm animals. Ayan. So number 63, the act of laying eggs in poultry is called, that's laying, is called A, oviposition, B, ovulation, C, deposition, or letter D, collection. So the answer for this one is letter A, correct, which is oviposition. Okay, for number 64, the genetic makeup of an individual. Ayan, so ito, we've discussed this kanina. A, phenotype, B, genotype, C, genome, or letter D, puberty. It is the genetic makeup of an individual. So the answer for this one is letter B, which is genotype. Remember our formula, which is phenotype equals genotype plus environment plus the interaction between genotype and environment. Okay. Number 65, before we take another break, environmentally and genetically determined observable appearance of an organism. Observable appearance, qualities, traits of an organism. So is it A, phenotype, B, genotype, C, genome, or letter D, puberty? So we've already discussed this kanina, which is yes, tama, letter A, which is phenotype. Environmentally and genetically. So ayun nga, andun pa rin yung factors, not only na genetically, but even yung environmentally. All right, so before we move to the next question, let us have a quick break, a 5-minute break once again. Ayan, okay, so let us continue. Wait lang, I will just share my screen. Ayan. So I think that we'll be finishing early. So may pinrepare din ako dito na additional information that I can also share with you regarding the actually these are notes from my first year here in UPLD. So may mga index cards ako dito regarding the different terms, technical terms on animal science. So mamaya we will go over those technical terms so, para magkaroon ng more use yung time natin for today's session. Okay, so number 66, we have the process where fully developed embryo or chicks beaks out of the egg. So breaking, incubating, hatching, or brooding. So the answer for this one is letter C, which is hatching. Yeah, hatching of eggs. Okay, so number 67, the first milk produced by mother animals is called ito. So this is isa to sa mga critical that na pinaka-healthy daw yung colostrum. Ay, sabi ko rin sagot. Ayan, the correct answer is colostrum. Ayan, pinaka-healthy daw yung colostrum and it's good for babies. Ayan, so colostrum. Okay, so number 68, which pasture and forage are grown, cut, fermented, and preserved before being fed to animals. So spoilage crops, beverage crops, silage crops, or these cereal or grain crops. So the answer for this is letter C, which is silage crops. So silage crops, ang ilan sa mga examples yan, yung kanina nga yung natakal sa isang question, which is sorghum. Ayan. So, ayan yung mga karaniwang ginagamit na silage crops. And of course, yung mga ginagamit na here in the Philippines, yung rice straws, yung mga yan. So, some even use, ano yung may ano? Kakawate. Ayan. Kakawate leaves. Okay. Number 69, which is the most intensively kept poultry in the Philippines. So remember when we say poultry, hindi lang yan chicken mismo. It also have these different species which are geese, duck, and quail. Ayan. Meron ding turkey, pigeon, yung mga ganun. So they are considered poultry animals here in the Philippines. So ang most intensively kept daw is, as obvious as it is chicken. So chicken. Kasi ayun yung karaniwang ginogrow talaga kahit even us dati nung mga bata kami, marami kami chicken sa amin. So yun. Number 70, which refers to the covering of the entire body of animals. Its main function is protection and to a limited extent, a regulation of heat. Ayan. So regulation of heat, A, skin, B, feathers, C, fur, or letter D, coat. So the answer for this one is skin. Kasi sabi, covering of the entire body of animals. So almost all of the animals that we know have their own skins. Yeah. For number 71, which term refers to the ovulation period in animals? So we've already discussed this. A, sex period. B, heat period. C, aroused period. Or letter D, hot period. The answer for this one is letter B, heat period. Or the other term is estrus. Estrus. Kung saan maximized ang ovulation ng mga animals natin. Okay, number 72. These are practices of calf rearing, except a calf that has not suckled 5 to 6 hours after calving should be led to his mother's udder. B, calf should not be given concentrate at an early age for faster growth. C, calf that is weak should be taken to his mother during bad weather. Or letter D, calf should suckle colostrum milk from the mother within 3 hours after calving. So in items like this, you need to look at it practically. So kapag sabi practically, ano ang pinaka-okay na pakinggan when it comes to the construction of the sentences? Ano ba yung, ang karaniwang panggulo dito is yung not. Ayan, or it is not, it is blah blah, ganyan. So the answer for this one is letter B. Sabi dito, calf should not be given concentrate at an early age for faster growth. So if we want to have a faster growth, our calf, or even not only calf, but even other animals should be given concentrate. Next, number 73, which type of cattle raising is considered the most challenging? Because the breeder needs to be familiar with the reproductive cycle and management practices involved. A, breeder, growing, fattening, dairy, or cow-calf. The answer for this one is cow-calf. Kasi hindi lang siya nag-involve dun sa cow. Diba? Cow is the mother. So, kailangan alam mo yung reproductive cycle, but even in the management practices. When we say management practices, ano nga ba yung mga kailangan gawin sa calf? Yung calf rearing practices. Diba? So, ayun siya. Most challenging kasi it does not only involve one type of cattle, but even two types. Kasi may cow, plus may calf. That is why, ayun yung pinaka-challenging. Okay, number 74. What is referred to as Gallus gallus domesticus? Yan. A, pigeon. B, duck. C, chicken. Or letter D, turkey. So these are again scientific names that may be present in your exam. So yan. Gallus gallus domesticus is chicken. So take note of that. Okay, next, last, number 75. What is referred to as ovis aries? So ovis aries is the domestic sheep. And remember, kanina yung goat is Capra hircus. So to make use of the remaining time, since we have already finished items of 1 to 75, diba? Ang bilis natin ngayon. Ayan. So I will share to you. I will share screen itong sa laptop. Ayan. Mag PowerPoint na lang. Wait lang. I will give the different scientific names for more organisms. More animals. So here, let's go with... Ay, hindi pa pala naka-share screen. Wait lang. Ayan, okay. And I encourage you as well to take note as I write, as I type these scientific names of the different, of the different, it's okay. Yeah. So, kita na ba yung screen ko? Yeah. Okay. So first, the scientific name of cattle. Later, if we still have time, I will also share another note that I prepared for the licensure exam for agriculture naman specifically. Wait lang. Yeah, so I will try to look at that later. Okay, so cattle. Kita na ba yung slides ko? Wait lang. Alright. So cattle, the scientific name for cattle is Bos taurus. Yan. Next. Carabao. Is Bubalus. Bubalis. Next. For horse. Equus. Caballos. For swine. Okay. We have sus. Scrofa. So of course, actually, itong mga to, this must be written in italics. And of course, as the general way on how to write your scientific name, it must be for capital letter ang una, then I put it on small letter yung second. Okay, so next. Sheep, ito, we have tackled this kanina, Ovis aris. Yan, ano pa? Goat, kanina meron din to. Which is capra, hircus. Chicken. Galus. So duck. Anas. Laterincus. Quail. Cotornix. And turkey. Meleagris. Galopavo. Ayan. So those are some of the scientific names ng ating mga farm animals. Wait lang. Tingin pa tayo, baka meron pa. Rabbit, of course, ang rising na agricultural commodity ngayon, rabbit. So it's Orycto lagus cuniculus. Ito palang duck na to is mallard duck. Meron ding other na Muscovy na duck. Ayan. So yung duck, meron siyang two types na ginagamit for poultry production. Yung mallard tas Muscovy. Kay Rina Moscata ang Muscovy duck. So yeah. What else? Pigeon. Goose. Answer domesticus. Goose. Answer domesticus. All right. So these are the common farm animals and their scientific names. So I encourage you to be familiarized with all of these scientific names. They are ilan lang yan, no? Diba? So it will already help you And it can already help you in reviewing for your exam. Yeah. So let's okay. Now let's go with the different terms naman of giving birth. Ayan. Giving birth terms. So kapag nag-give birth ang cows, tawag doon ay calving. Kapag nag-give birth naman ang sows, that is farrowing. Pag nag-give birth ang goats, the term is kidding. Kapag naman ang mares ay female na horse, the term is foaling. And ang ewes, which is the female sheep, the term is lambing. Yeah, so these are the different terms in giving birth. Yung mga technical terms natin. So, makukuha nyo rin dito kung ano yung tawag sa mga anak nila. So, ang tawag sa anak ng, di ba, sabi ko, this is sheep. Sheep. Mares ay horse. Goats. Ayan, goats. Pigs. Cattle. Goats. Ano na lang to? Doe. Yeah. Para female itong mga to. Ito yung general term. Ito yung females. Ito yung tawag sa pag-anak nila. At ang tawag sa mga anak nila, in general, calf, farrow, kapag sa pigs, sa goat naman, kid ang tawag sa anak nila. Sa horse, ang tawag ay foal. Sa sheep, ang tawag ay lamb. So, these are, di ba, connected din sila. So, madali lang siyang aralin. So, you can... Okay. To expand this one, I hope that you are taking notes along with me. Yeah, so to expand this one, ito naman yung terms for different animals based on sexes. Yeah. So let's start with ano siya for ayan. So ito yung general term animal, tas equal ulit natin to the male, then equal ulit natin sa female, then yung young. Ayan. So ganyan na magiging pattern natin. Okay, let's start with cattle. Ang male cattle is called bull. The female one is called cow. And the young one is called calf. Next, horse. So for the horse, the male is called stallion. The female is called mare. And the young is called foal. Next, for pigs, the male is called boar. The female is called sow. And the young is called piglet, or you can also call them weanling. For sheep, the male is called ram. The female is called ewe, and the young is called lamb. For goats, the male is called Billy, the female is called Doe, and the young is called Kid. For the chicken, the male is called Rooster, the female is called Hen, and the young is called Chick. Yeah. For duck, the male is called Drake. The female is also called Duck. And the young is Duckling. And in general, again, this is a review of what we've in general, kapag male, tawag ay sire, and kapag female, ang tawag ay dam. So I hope that you have take note of this. I will give you time to take note more. Okay. Okay, so next. Okay, so next I will enumerate different breeds. So ito ano lang to for familiarity lang. Breeds of cattle. So yan. Breeds of cattle muna tayo. So sa breeds of cattle, we have the Brahman. So one thing that I did when I was in first year nung time na to is that inilalagay ko sa isang note or gumagawa ko ng note per hayop. Tapos kung ano yung mga breeds nila. Tapos iba-iba yung color. For example, kapag kulay red, ilalagay ko dun yung different breeds ng cattle. Kapag kulay blue, yung different breeds ng anong tawag dito? Ng manok, ganun. Or you can also make use of this. Ganito pala yung ginawa ko. Kapag cattle, kulay blue. Kapag chicken, kulay yellow. Tas kapag baboy, kulay red. Ganon. So bakit ganon? Kasi di ba ganon yung kulay ng mga noodles. So ang blue, anong tawag dito? beef yan more probably kapag red pork, tapos kapag yellow, chicken. Ganun. So, pwedeng ganun yung gawin nyo. Ilagay nyo siya sa construction paper, ganyan. So, breeds of cattle, Brahman. Ito, ano lang to for familiarity. Hereford, Philamin, Santa Gertrudis, Jersey, Holstein, Friesian, Rice, and Sahiwal. Sige nga, gawin na natin dito yun. Cattle, okay, let's go. Cattle. Ilan ba to? 1. Let's pigs, let's chicken muna. Ngayon, pigs naman. Yan, we have Durok. Bakit nakita mo ito? Landrace, Yorkshire. Kanina nasa choices yung Yorkshire. Latrine. Bert Hala. So this is for pigs. Next, let's try chicken. Okay, for chicken. Yeah. Yung mga na-mention na rin kanina. Rhode Island Red. Road. White Leghorn. New Hampshire. And meron ding local, Los Baños Cantonese. Yeah, so what I'm saying kanina is you can do it something like this. So ganito ako gumagawa ng reviewer. So this can also be a tip. Kasi mas madaling, hindi ko alam if you are also a visual learner. Kasi mas madali kong naaalala kapag may naka-associate na certain color sa nire-review ko. Hindi ko alam kung ganun din kayo. So, kaya ako karaniwan kong ginagawa when reviewing ay nag-i-invest ako for highlighters para iba-ibang ang highlight ko. Okay. Ay, meron. Alright, so yan. This is one way kung paano kayo parang tip na rin, no? Tapos pwedeng ganito yung gawin, tapos pwede nyo i-print afterwards. Yan, so para at least kapag kunwari, binabasa nyo to araw-araw. Okay, Brahman, Hereford, Filament, Santa Gertrudis, Jersey, Holstein, Friesian, Sahiwal. Kulay blue yung background. Para kapag kunwari nasa exam na kayo, ito, siguro cattle to kasi naalala ko siya, kulay blue yung background niya. Or ito, siguro yung durok, baboy to kasi kulay red yung background niya. Yung chicken, ganito. Another thing that I did back then is to place these notes, itong mga to, sa different areas of our dormitory. So, naka-dorm kasi ako dati dito sa Los Baños. Tapos, nilalagay ko yung mga notes ko or yung mga ganitong klaseng notes or mga enumeration items sa mga examinations. Inilalagay ko siya sa places kung saan ako laging dumadaan. For example, sa loob ng cabinet ko meron akong note doon. Sa labas ng cabinet ko meron akong note doon. Sa bago lumabas ng pinto, meron din. Nandun actually mga chicken breeds dati sa may bago lumabas ng pinto. Ayan. Isa pa is dati since meron ako mga roommates, ayan, naging tips na lang, no? Anong tawag dito? Nung meron akong roommates, nag-associate ako ng certain breed ng hayop sa, or hindi lang to sa breed ng hayop, but also in other parts or other items, ganyan. Nag-associate din ako doon ng certain items. For example, yung goats. Yung goats is nasa roommate ko na si ganito, ganyan. So those are some strategies that you can also use. Ayan. Ayan. So those are the different breeds of your cattle, pigs, and your chicken. Okay. Ayan. So before we move to the next, actually, I can even discuss later more on the physiology part and siguro review na rin for general knowledge yung different systems. Ayan. So we can also have that. So we still have 1 hour up to 5 p.m. Yan, para 4 hours tayo. And ayan, so let's first have a 5-minute break. Alright? Naririnig ba ako ng malinaw? Ano, I don't know if Precious?
Yes,
Ma'am
sir.
Precious.
Clear.
Okay.
Clear po.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So for this, for to make use of the remaining 1 hour, I have here, wait lang. Mag-share screen muna ako. Yeah. So these are the commonly used terms for animal physiology. So yan, yung introduction. Ayan. So ito yung mga commonly used terms sa animal science. So let's go through it one by one. So first, ayan, we have parturition. Ayan. So ang parturition, ang definition nito is the act of giving birth. So that is a technical term that we are using when we are pertaining to the act of giving birth in animals. So kanina diniscuss natin to, calving, yan, farrowing, foaling, kidding, and lambing. Ayan. So all of those are under the general term, which is parturition. So that's the act of giving birth. Next, ngayon naman, ito, diniscuss din natin to kanina or nakalagay sa ilang choices, which is the conception. Kapag sinabing conception, it is the act of fertilization na, okay, nakapag-fertilize yung ova at saka yung sperm cell. So, when they are already active, ayan na yan, we can say that a certain animal has now conceived or meron ng conception. Yan. So again, as a review kanina, we have tackled dam. Yan. So yung dam is our female parent. Yan. And the male parent is called sire. Yan. So next, fecundity or prolificacy. Yeah. So ito naman is ability to give birth to offspring frequently. So hindi lang siya one time, hindi lang siya ano. So if the certain parents or the certain animals are able to give birth to healthy offsprings frequently, we can say that they are prolific and there is fecundity. And of course, ayan, fertility, ayan. When we say fertility in the aspect of physiology or animal physiology, or even in general physiology, fertility is the ability to produce fertilizable ova in the aspect or in the perspective of the female parent or the dam. Ayan. Kapag they are able to produce a fertilizable ova, they can be called as fertile. And in the aspect of the male naman, it is the ability to produce a large number of sperm capable of fertilization. So in order for fertilization to occur, kailangan both of the gametes, yung ova at yung sperm natin, is capable of fertilization. Yeah. So next is gestation. Ito kanina, we have already defined this one. So gestation is pregnancy time, ayan, from conception up to birth. So kanina, diniscuss natin sa taas yung conception, which is kapag nag-fertilize na, kapag there is already conception, there is already a fertilized egg, doon na nagsisimula ang gestation. So that is the first point of gestation. Next that we can discuss is impotency. So impotency is the failure to copulate. Ayan. Hindi nila kayang mag-produce ng fertilizable ova at saka ng large number of sperm na capable for fertilization. So yan. In layman's term, baog. So next is puberty. Puberty is defined as the sexual maturity in animals, yan. And it is exhibited by first heat or ovulation. So yan, first heat or ovulation. Again, yung sire is the male parent. Yan. So ito naman, sterility is the inability to produce normal young. So if someone, a if an animal is sterile, pwede siyang makapag-produce pero hindi normal yung mapoproduce na offspring. So dito na papasok yung mga ano yung kanina, dystocia, yung mga ganun na mas maliit yung mas maliit yung mga premature, ganyan. So dito na papasok yan. Next is our transmitting ability. So kapag sinabing transmitting ability, that this goes in the area of breeding. Ayan, so it is the ability of an animal to pass traits, not only good but even bad, to its progeny. Kapag sinabing progeny, these are the offspring. So ito na yung mga anak nila. So kapag ang isang hayop is nakakapagpasa ng traits, that is called transmitting ability. So good or bad traits, of course, hindi lang yung good traits like for example, yung skin color or yung desirable na mga traits natin. For example, yung meat, ayan, o kaya yung largeness ng eggs, yung mga ganun na bagay. Hindi lang yun, but even bad, even yung mga sakit. So it can also be transmitted from generation to generation. Next is weaning. So kapag sinabi natin weaning, it is separating the young from their dam. So young, again, yung mga anak nila. So in the case of cattle, it is the calf. In the case of the pigs, it is the farrow from their dam, which is yung nanay nila. So that process of the mere separating ay ang tawag din ay weaning. And of course, ang tawag dun sa, anong tawag dito? Ang tawag dun sa separated na ay weanling. Yan. So separated yung animal. Yung anak na nila. Okay? So these are the common terms that are used in animal science, most specifically in animal production. Okay? So let's go with the start, ayan, ng anatomy. So yan. So sa anatomy, it deals with the study of form and structure. So form ng mga parts of the body, ganyan. And of course, yung structure nila. So meron tayong two parang sub categories for anatomy. We have the external anatomy, structures found outside the body of an animal, and internal anatomy, wherein ito naman yung sa organs na sa loob, organ system. So kung okay ba doon, meron ba tayong tinatawag na homeostasis? Kapag sinabi homeostasis, ayan, nandiyan pala sa may bandang baba. Ano siya? Constant, tsaka static yung conditions. Balance yung condition sa loob ng ating body. Parang ganun. So, for external anatomy, we have here these different parts of the animals. So, ito yung mga involved sa external anatomy. Yan. Ang mga function niya is protection or covering. Kapag sinabing protection or covering, ito yung kanina we have discussed, yung skin, ayan, feathers, hairs, and even yung horns. Ayan, yung mga yan, ayan yung mga agents for protection or covering. Pwede ring aesthetic, yung function ng external anatomy natin, which is yung comb, wattle, and feathers. Ayan, kanina, we have discussed the snood in turkeys. Ayan. Tapos ito naman yung comb sa chicken. And wattle can be present sa goats or sa cattle. Yan. And of course, feathers sa ating mga poultry species. Yan. So aesthetic din yung mga yun kasi di ba meron ding mga ilang chicken or rooster breeds that really have a colorful feather structure. And next is digestion. So sa digestion naman, ang ilan sa mga external anatomy parts na kabilang dito ay beak, mouth, bill, snout, and muzzle. Yan. So that is that those are different terminologies for the mouth, or the one that is responsible in digesting or taking in food in different animals. So beak and bill, ayan, kasama yan sa mga poultry species. Snout is for the pigs. Muzzle is, I'm not sure. Wait lang, tingnan natin. Where I think it's for muzzle. Ayan, sa horse. Ang muzzle is for horse. Ayan. Okay, and lastly, sensation. Dito kabilang na naman yung skin, nostrils, eyes, and ears. So this involves the 5 senses. Yeah, so sa sensation. Right? So that's for external anatomy. Sa internal anatomy naman, we have this mnemonic, ayan, TAP. Yeah, meron tayong thoracic cavity, abdominal cavity, and pelvic cavity. So sa thoracic cavity, we have here, dito, lungs and heart. Abdominal, bababa lang. Stomach, small intestine, pancreas, liver, spleen, large intestine, kidneys, and adrenals. And of course, pelvic cavity and the new reproductive organs. So that is true for a lot of animal species. So not only in human, but also in animals. And of course, yan, we also have physiology. Yeah, so physiology is the study of the function of the organs of the body. So if anatomy is the study of the form and the structure of the specific body of an animal or what, physiology is the study of the function of the organs of the body. So the study of the function of the living matter. So which means it provides kung ano yung nangyayari kapag nagkaroon ng environmental stimuli. Stimuli, para siyang happening. Ayan. For example, in our context as humans, ang stimuli, for example, kapag ikaw nakahawak ka ng mainit na mug, that is a stimuli. Tapos ano yung magiging reaction mo? Tatanggalin mo yung kamay mo from that mug. Ayan. So that's your reaction. So ito, I think maganda rin na maging familiar tayo sa homeostasis. So kapag sinabing homeostasis, it is the maintenance of static or constant conditions in the internal environment. So hormonal balance. Ayun yung meron. Okay? So here is a highlight. Anatomy is the study of form and structure, and physiology is the study of function. Okay, so perhaps let us discuss briefly lang itong sa nervous system. Ayan. Actually, this is also useful sa general yata. Ayan, sa mga general na mga magti-take. So yan, nervous system is the basic unit of the nervous system is the nerve cells or neurons. Ayan yung basic unit. So these are basic ideas. Kapag sinabi nating synapse, these are the gaps between the neurons. So kung saan natatransmit yung impulses from one cell to another. Yung sa kanina, yung sinabi ko na example, yung kapag nakahawak ka ng mainit na mug, the stimuli, which is yung init from the mug, and yung here, meron ditong mga nerve cells, yung nerve cells will transport from one nerve cell to another. Tapos dun sa bawat neurons na yun, merong space sa gitna, and that is the synapse. So doon natatransmit from one cell of nerve to another, papunta sa brain natin na sasabihin niya na, tanggalin mo yan. Parang ganun. So, ayun yan. Okay. Okay, so as a general topic here in animal physiology, ayan, we have the divisions of the nervous system. First is the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Thus, under the peripheral nervous system, we have somatic and autonomic. Tapos yung autonomic, mayroon pa siyang under, which is parasympathetic division and sympathetic division. So that's just an outline for for the nervous system. And I would not dive into details na lang on this. I don't know if meron na ba itong mga ano. Okay, wala pa ito. So I think that would be all for this session unless you have any questions or ano ba? Perhaps we can have a tip session in studying, ganyan. Ayun. So, ito pala, one of the first things that I am really advising sa mga people, even in my YouTube channel and in my TikTok, is that know which type of learner kayo in studying in general. Do you learn more kapag nakikita nyo siya? Are you a visual learner? Are you a, ano tawag dito? Auditory na learner? Yung kapag naririnig nyo? Are you an audio-visual? Both? Are you a tactile? Pag sinabing tactile, mas natatandaan nyo kapag sinusulat nyo?
Yes.
Or are you a kinesthetic learner? Kapag sinabing kinesthetic learner, mas natatandaan nyo kapag ginagawa nyo. Ayan. So, that's the first thing that I am advising yung mga people that I am giving tips to, na alamin nila kung alin sila doon. Because kapag alam na nila kung anong klaseng learner sila, it will be easier for them to strategize. Katulad ko kanina, di ba? Sabi, ako kasi I'm more of a visual learner. So, kailangan ko makita yung nagsasalita, kailangan ko makita yung teacher, kailangan ko ring, for example, kapag mayroong illustration, kailangan ko i-drawing para mas maano ko. Ganyan. So, dahil dun sa dahil I learn easier kapag through visuals, ganyan. Dun ko nakita na, okay, so mas maganda kapag ilalagay ko sa different colors or gagamit ako ng different colors in my notes. So as you can see here, ayan, if tama ba yung pagkakaano. Ayun, so gumagamit ako ng different color sa pagsusulat. Ayan. Yun, so ayun lang naman. And even minsan nagle-lettering din ako kapag yung mga important na terms, ayan, nilelettering ko siya or mas nilalakihan ko yung font size para mas matandaan ko. Ayan. Yun, visual and tactile. Actually, same din. Tactile din ako. Kaya, nakakatawa kasi nagkalkal ako ng notes ko kanina nung nagbe-break tayo. Tapos, andito yung mga mga notes ko dati. Like, nire-rewrite ko talaga lahat. So, tapos mas natatandaan ko siya. Ayun. Ayun, ang dami kong nare-rewrite. And yun. Anong oras na? 26, ayun. Baka may question ka pa ba dyan, ma'am, para we can discuss or anything.
Sir, question lang.
Sige po.
Yung animal science po, one session po or may another session pa for animal science?
Actually, sinabihan kasi ako ni Sir Bayan kung ano yung strategy ko. So, ang isa sa mga naging strategy ko is first 5 sessions would be different different fields. So, nung first session, nag-crop science, tapos crop protection, tapos soil science, tapos pinagsama ko na sa marketing. Tapos ngayon, animal science. Tapos, in the next session, we will discuss fisheries. Ang fisheries naman is, feel ko magiging fast discussion lang yun kasi more on technical terms din yun, tsaka objective din ang fisheries. So, kapag itong term na to, anong tawag dito? Ganun lang siya, di ba? So, ang plano ko is for the next sessions, like session 6, 7 hanggang 10 or onwards, is mag-integrate na. Like, halo-halo na sa mga ano
Okay.
na yon. Halo-halo
Heterogeneous.
na siya.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah. Kaya ko lang siya ginawang hiwa-hiwalay for the first 5 sessions kasi para makita niyo yung division
Yes, sir.
na
Actually, effective yung ganun na every session separate every subject kasi mas maganda. Yung flow ng content ng lesson mas
mm,
okay, mas
yeah,
catchable sa students.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Actually, yes, thank you for that. Ayun.
Okay, sir.
Buti naman effective siya. Ayun. And
Yes,
anong
effective
tawag
po.
dito? Ayun nga, kasi kapag nakita natin yung distinguished characteristics nila, mas madali
Mm-mm.
natin siyang ma-connect. For example, yung crop science tapos crop
Protection.
crop protection, ganyan. So, nung sa crop science, nag-discuss tayo ng mga parang different processes dun sa leaves, ganyan, ano yung nangyayari sa photosynthesis, ganyan, ganyan. So, pagkarating ng crop protection, mas alam na natin na, okay, kaya pala nagkakaroon ng mga diseases kasi naapektuhan tong mga leaves na to. Kaya nagiging brown yung mga leaves natin kasi kulang sila ng photosynthate. Ganon. So,
Sir.
mas magiging connected siya kapag sa
Mm-mm.
integration na ano. So, ang ganda nga ng ano ng coverage ng AFA. Tapos tinitingnan ko rin yung mga past na let. Ayun, as in mas marami talagang agriculture kasi parang may nagsabi sa akin na
Usually, sir, ano yung lumalabas sa exam sa LET? Kasi first time ko ngayon nasa September, so I have no idea kung ano yung mga lumalabas na more on fishery ba or more on
yeah. Actually yung sa competencies kasi tinignan ko yung pattern kasi may parang copy ako ng 2013, 20 yung mga ibang from different years ganyan. So parang ano siya, like iba-iba talaga, pero more on agriculture. Marami
mm,
nagsasabi na marami mga diseases, ganon.
mm,
Ayun. Which is totoo naman. Kaya nung sa crop protection, talagang diniscuss ko isa-isa yung mga diseases na common sa plants. And
mm,
also dito rin sa animal science. May yung kanina 'di ba may mga diseases, mga bacteria, and even sa fisheries din in the next sessions. So,
session.
anong tawag dito? Kaya siguro siya more on diseases din kasi they are looking at the practicality na
Mhm,
paano nyo
exactly.
ma-apply. Oo, yung paano nyo i-manage kapag nagkaroon na ng ganitong disease. Yung mga ganun na bagay. Ano palang course mo nung ano? Kasi nung first session, parang fisheries, yung
Ano
Caesar
sir,
na lang.
talagang AFA yung majorship ko, BS Agricultural Education.
Ooh, nice, nice, nice. Actually. Kaya
Mm,
pala
sir.
hasang-hasa ka sa animal science. Parang tama lahat
Hindi
na
naman
answers
po.
mo. Yun. Actually, maganda ang agriculture. And I am really looking up to those people who are in agricultural education kasi feel ko ayun yung kulang sa Philippines. Kaya
Mm,
anong tawag dito? Kaya karaniwan yung mga youth natin is hindi sila inclined na gusto ko mag-agriculture ganun. Kasi kulang sila ng idea kung ano nga ba yung meron sa agriculture. Ayun. Kaya that's also one of the reasons why I am creating content sa TikTok. I am creating content sa YouTube, ganyan. It's to enlighten the youth kung ano nga ba yung meron sa agriculture.
that's good, sir.
Yeah. Come on. Ano R32? Hmm.
So, bali po yung next session natin is on August 25, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yes. August 25.
August
Actually, yung
25.
fisheries, recorded ko na rin na siyang gagawin.
Okay.
Tapos, yung integrated sa hapon. Parang ganito ang setup din. Kasi, yung session 3 natin, which is soil and marketing strategies,
Mm,
nirecord ko siya. So, naka-upload siya dun sa group.
page.
Yes,
Mm,
dun sa ating private group. Tapos, ito, live. So, sa August 25, umaga, anong tawag dito?
recorded.
Recorded na naman. I will upload it. Then,
Mm,
hapon, magla-live na tayo sa integrated. Then, the next session will be on, anong tawag dito? Sunday. So,
Sunday?
Sunday ng
Sunday.
hapon. Yeah. Sunday ng hapon. Because hindi ako pwede ng Sabado kasi I will be going to UP Diliman.
Anong petsa nun, sir, sa Sunday?
Hmm?
Anong petsa yun sa Sunday?
28.
27? Oh, 28.
28.
28.
Yes. August 28 ng 1 to 5. And mag-aano rin ako, magre-record din naman. So, mapoprovide yun. Ayun. Kasi dapat, actually, ano lang ako, 4 hours lang ako. Pero napansin ko parang naiinip na yata yung mga AFA major sa GC. Nagsisilive na sila. So, sabi ko, sige na nga. Anuhin na natin to. Mag 8 hours na tayo para baka naiinip na sila. Wala pa ako review, baka ganun. Yeah. So, do you have any further questions? If wala naman na, we can
Yes, sir. Wala na po. Thank you,
Wala na.
sir. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
all right. Let's end this session. Thank you rin sa iyong participation. And
Thank you,
stay
sir.
safe,
Thank
stay
you.
safe.